Good afternoon and welcome to the Loyola Center, the site for the first round of the 56 UAAP. And the games this afternoon, it's Adamson University versus UST. Later on, it's FEU versus De La Salle University. And to give you a background of the ball games which transpired this week, at least for the important teams that are seeded for this year's basketball tournament in the seniors division, it was Adamson University over La Salle in a very closely fought game, 78-77, and FEU won by only 4 points over the UP Maroons. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. This is Jimmy Javier, and I will be joined by Waki Trillo later on. Our games this afternoon, Adamson University versus UST, and then FEU versus De La Salle University. So it will be exciting games on our third week of the 56 UAAP. And don't go away because it's getting to be a race for the first round with the possibility of FEU and UST sweeping the first round. So ladies and gentlemen, before we get on with the ball game, we would like to turn you over to home studios for a few reminders.
Ramos. Forward number 4, Quinto.
And they have started to call the first 5 for the Adamson University Falcons. We see EJ File, we see of course Ken Duremdes, there's Literal, and Bumanlag. And number 7 for Adamson University, that's Alan John Deles. For the UST team, it's Ramos, there's Evangelista, there's Quinto, and of course Odoy Belmonte, and then number 5, Edmund Reyes. As we have told you in the past coverages of this year's Seniors Division Tournament, it's a seeded UST squad, but right now Adamson University breaking the ice for this ball game with a tap from EJ File to Literal. This is Ramos. Ramos is a rookie for the UST squad, and if he looks familiar, he used to play with the Mapua team of the NCAA, and he's taking his masters in UST. As we look at a shot, a Milo three-point shot by Odoy Belmonte, and with that shot UST takes the lead. Bumanlag, Deles from Deles, and a block on number 10, Roy Literal.
Foul, Literal.
With an offensive foul on Literal. Our referees for this ball game, Frankie Ayuson and Lito Macaspa. This is Ramos with the ball, the point guard for the UST Glowing Tigers. Underneath, Quinto was blocked by Alan John Deles, a double team on Evangelista. And right now Quinto challenging EJ File. It didn't drop, and Evangelista strong underneath in spite of the presence of 7-footer EJ File. And now there's your score. For those of you who just tuned in, our first game this afternoon, it's Adamson versus UST. UST undefeated.
Ramos.
And when we look back to last year's games, the UST Tigers in their first match in the first round, a 3-point win, a come from behind win, down by 15 points. And then Ken Duremdes split his charities off a foul by Odoy Belmonte. And on the second round, it was a reversal. In the second round, Dennis Espino and Patrick Fran were not playing for UST, and Adamson sorely missed Ken Duremdes. They were members of the RPU squad as we look at a foul by Bumanlag of Adamson University. The inbound will be from the side, Odoy Belmonte to Ramos, back to Odoy Belmonte. Drop pass, Quinto. Perimeter shooting, it's short. And Deles gets it. Bumanlag, who distinguished himself in the juniors division, is now playing for the senior squad of Adamson. Deles. Turemdes inside. UST still ahead by a point. Evangelista. Oh yes, and Edmund Reyes again running rings around the EJ file. They've stretched it to 3. UST Glowing Tigers. A bounce pass to Ken Duremdes, and there will be a double team on Ken Duremdes as he failed to shake off that double team. It was an errant pass from number 10 Roy Literal. 2 rookies playing now inside the hard court for Adamson University. Deles and Literal. Duremdes almost lost it. Literal pass to Deles. Another chance at the basket on the offensive. The Falcons once again. This is Bumanlag. And the shot from the right side, Literal, it didn't drop. A very shifty move by Kenneth Duremdes. There's your Alaksan replay of that move by Duremdes. Fake left, went right, hesitated a little bit, and took the shot. Now this will be Quinto with a miss. In spite of the presence of EJ File, UST controlling the boards as Edmund Reyes gives it cross court. Ramos to the right side, 3 going for that rebound from UST. Evangelista, Odoy Belmonte. Evangelista once again, and there will be a foul on number 7, Alan John Deles. One of 2 rookies presently playing inside the hard court for the Adamson University Falcons. About to come in, as signaled by Coach Arik Del Rosario, is Fran, number 8 for UST. Patrick Fran is a guard. He is on his 5th year with the Glowing Tigers. Udoy Belmonte, and it hits the glass, shakes above the rim, and goes in. Another Milo 3-point shot from Udoy Belmonte. That'll be his 2nd one. Bumanlag. It's a little short. Evangelista for the rebound. Going for the break was Evangelista to Ramos, as there was Fran and Edmund Reyes and Udoy Belmonte going down. 2nd foul on Literal. Right behind him was his coach, Hipolito. As Belmonte was asking for it from Evangelista. Fran to Evangelista, inside, stripped. And now Literal going down to Bumanlag. Bumanlag, there is interference right behind him. Duremdes picks it up, and it doesn't drop, and there will be a foul. Rather, a stepping on the baseline. And the Adamson University Falcons will keep possession of the basketball. Literal gets it. There's a cut by Duremdes to the left side. Over underneath, and they lose it. It was a pass to Deles. Now Edmund Reyes, one-hander is a little short, and Duremdes towing the sideline. Now at the right quarter court, and the pass to EJ File goes to Edmund Reyes, to Udoy Belmonte. Oh yes, he just lays it up. No fancy slams for Udoy Belmonte, as there is a timeout called by Coach Hipolito. We will be back.
Four, lower box.
Baka sa replay, marinig tayo uli.
9-4. Please meet us at the main entrance.
Back to courtside here at the Loyola Center.
Deles, Literal.
We're now in the 3rd weekend of the 56th UAAP, and this is Adamson University versus the UST Glowing Tigers. Presently the score is 12 points to 6. UST is ahead by half a dozen points. Sadio has now come in for Adamson University, and also Art Davao. To EJ File underneath, and Dennis Espino. There was arm contact on EJ File, and that'll be the first foul on Dennis Espino as we look at EJ from the 4.5 meter line. He has been excellent so far from the 4.5 meter line in this tournament, and then rimmed around and then finally dropped. And the second free throw doesn't go in for EJ File. 5-point lead for the USC Glowing Tigers. Ramos will be replaced by Baldavid. A lot of distinguished students in this powerhouse UST squad. Odoy Belmonte is taking up his masters. He is in his last year with the team. He finished mechanical engineering. Ramos is also taking his masters with UST as Odoy Belmonte gets his third shot, his third Milo three-point shot this afternoon. And it's 15-7. 8 points to only 1 of Adamson University. And Duremdes just heard us with his own three-point shot. His Milo three-point shot, his first one, he will tally 7 points. And right now it's a 5-point lead for UST. Baldavid, Patrick Fran. It's a man zone being employed by Adamson University. It's a steal completed by EJ File. He will now give it to number 15, Gerardo Hipolito. And a steal by Baldavid on Sadio all alone. Yes. UST zooms to a 7-point lead as Art Davao is looking for a pass to EJ File. Over to Sadio, who's bothered by Baldavid. Back to Art Davao. Can't use the EJ File screen as Sadio takes a pop from top of the key. EJ will get the garbage and make 2 points. And you join us live here at the Loyola Center. This is Jimmy Javier with Joaquin Trillo. You join us with this game in progress, at USC ahead by 5, and Hipolito driving in to reduce it to only 3. And this is Baldavid. Over to the baseline, underneath Dennis Espino, reverse, yes, eluding EJ File. 5-point lead, USC is ahead. And a violation on the inbound as there was excellent defense by Baldavid. There you go, that's the foul as they completed their handoff. Dennis Espino, Baldavid, Patrick Fran, Edmund Reyes, Odoy Belmonte completing the 5 for UST. With the double team, he moves the ball out to Baldavid from Dennis Espino. Now Odoy Belmonte. The Milo shot didn't drop. Art Davao is streaking for that fast break point. Intimidated by Odoy Belmonte. He picks it up once again. Eludes the defense. Baldavid with some quick hands. Too strong. Odoy Belmonte eluding the challenge of EJ File, and a loose ball foul will be called on Kenneth Duremdes. The 56 UAAP season would like to thank Rexona for extra protection and never lets you down. Revex, the high-performance diesel engine oil from Petron. Granny Goose Slam Dunk Cheese Balls, the 1993 UAAP official snack food, and Milo, of course, the official Olympic energy drink of the UAAP basketball games. Patrick Fran, Odoy Belmonte, a sneaky pass inside is tapped out to Fran. Now Baldavid, the looper, is an air ball. Reyes tried to save it, and the referees call it out. It will be possession for the Adamson University Falcons. With time remaining 11 minutes and 50. 5-point lead for UST as Duremdes loses it to the sideline off an errant pass from Sario, and there will be comments from Coach Hipolito later on. Valdavid, Udoy Belmonte, Dennis Espino. There's the zone now underneath Dennis Espino. Excellent alley-oop play for UST. As in a few seconds we will be looking at Tenko going in for the UST Glowing Tigers. Martabao, EJ File challenging Edmund Reyes, getting that ball back and converting on his second chance. 5-point lead, UST. Edmund Reyes is blocked. And now Sario. Underneath, Hipolito, yes! Chopping it down to only 3. Sario against Valdavid. Dennis Espino wanted to be denied baseline by number 15 Gerardo Hipolito. That'll be the first foul on Hipolito as we look at Davao being replaced by Lopez. And Tenko now comes in for the USC Glowing Tigers as we look at Arik Del Rosario, and he saw the back of former player Binky Pavis. Fran to Edmund Reyes, Tenko, David, underneath, Dennis Espino, yes! A slam by Dennis Espino. A perfect slam dunk by Granny Goose Slam Dunk Cheese Balls in 1993 UAAP official snack food. And what a way to do a slam right in front of 7-footer EJ File. A 5-point lead by UST. Sario underneath to EJ File. He could have done a slam, but he just laid it in. Errant pass to Fran, and Duremdes will inbound from the side. Adamson University will keep. UST has a 3-point lead, and Arik Del Rosario has been shuffling his men to get the right combination. Evangelista will come in a dead ball situation, trying to elude the defense, and Duremdes was blocked. And it will go, possession will go to UST. A correct call by the referees. Kenneth Duremdes tried to pass it off as a block, and Sario is working hard against Valdavid. Tenko to Dennis Espino. Cornered, it gives it back to Valdavid. Fran, now Tenko, and it's in and out. Rebound taken by Sario to EJ File, playing point guard for a while. Bottled up, he gives it to Ken Duremdes. Inside move, it's lost, and there will be a foul. And it could be on Dennis Espino.
Evangelista.
It's on Evangelista, rather. Hipolito with some instructions to Sario. Tankin Sen will come in for Valdavid. And there was the foul on Ken Duremdes. Sario to Lopez. He just got in with fresh legs. Underneath, it's blocked. Hipolito with a layup. Blocked by Dennis Espino. Right from behind, from the blind side. He thought he eluded Evangelista, but there was the long arm of Dennis Espino. High posting for Adamson. EJ File, no one to pass to. Back to the perimeter. Sario, underneath. Almost stolen. Hipolito, they will set it up once again. Sario to Lopez, it's blocked. Second chance, it doesn't drop. And Fran, it's a break for UST. 5 against 1. Oh yes, Evangelista will complete. It is now 25 to 20. 8 minutes and 43 remaining. Sario Signals the play right before the pass. Lopez. That was a foul. Belly up by Tenko. Oh yes, we're coming live from the Loyola gym of the Ateneo University. Edmund Reyes will come in. He will replace Evangelista as the foul was committed by Tenko. 14 fouls committed by UST. $18 fouls already by Adamson University. Ball fake. Cross court, Hipolito. In and out. Looking for EJ File. Well covered by Dennis Espino. With some help defense from Edmund Reyes. Adamson University finding difficulty setting up its play. Virtuoso drive. Second chance, a third. It doesn't drop for EJ. Now a fourth one for Adamson University. And it's all net for number 8, Carlos Sario, the rookie from Ilocos. As we look at a timeout by UST, ahead by 3. We'll be back. We're back at courtside here at the Loyola gym of the Ateneo University. Duncan Sen, cross-court passing by UST. Now to the right side, Fran missing, EJ File dominating. 3 on 2, Adamson University. Ken Duremdes almost bottled up, and it goes in. And it's a 1-point ball game. UST is ahead, but they're on offense. Tenko. Coach Arik De Rosario has yet to find the correct mix. He wants to leave Adamson University behind early on in this ball game to have a cushion going to the second half. As we look at a miscue from University of Santo Tomas, Adamson University has a chance to take the lead for the first time in this possession. Time remaining 7 minutes and 17. Ken Duremdes, his chance to bring the ball down and set the play up for his team. Pass underneath, the high leap of Edmund Reyes results in this fast break play. Fran Tenko with a follow-up, it's in, and there will be a foul.
Foul, Sario.
On Carlos Sario. That'll be foul number 1 on Sario. Tenko with free throws from the 4.5 meter line. He has 2 points. Dennis Espino has 6. Odoy Belmonte has started hot in this ball game. He has 11 points and 3 points came from Milo 3-point shots. On the other end, Adamson University has Ken Duremdes as its highest pointer so far with 9 points, and EJ File has an early 7 points in this ball game. UST has a 4-point lead. Ken Duremdes gives it to the right side. Gerardo Hipolito. Now Sario. So far, a 3-man ball game for Adamson University. Finally, Lopez gets it. EJ File is on the weak side, and 30 seconds have elapsed with no shot at all from the Adamson University Falcons. Very hesitant offense on the part of Adamson University. And UST quick to bring it down. Tangkin Sen, Evangelista too strong. EJ File, Sario, 3 teammates underneath. There is Hipolito, yes! Adamson has chopped it down to only 2. Odoy Belmonte is sniping away his 4th 3-point shot. of the ball game, brought to you by Milo, the official Olympic energy drink of the UAAP basketball games. Play number 1 for Ken Durendes and Adamson. Hipolito. Sario gives him a screen. Durendes goes around 2 screens by Lopez and EJ File as we look at a blocking foul by Patrick Fran. That'll be foul number 2 on Fran. Sario will be replaced by none other than Christopher De Leon, not the actor, but the son of referee Ernesto De Leon. He is on his 2nd year. He will play the guard position for Adamson University. 5'10". He has the basketball right now. Using the Durendes screen, he gives it over to number 17, Lopez. Inside, blocked a little bit, and touched last by Ken Durendes. Santo Tomas will keep. 5 minutes and 32. 5-point lead, UST. Tanquinsen to Doy Belmonte. Now it's with Fran and then Dennis Espino. Belmonte to Tanquinsen. Dennis Espino once again. EJ will get it. A baseball pass, perfect one to Ken Durendes. And Durendes will get his 11th point. Belmonte will miss. Tanquinsen will pick it up and follow it up against EJ File. No boxing out for Adamson University, and there is a frown on EJ File's face as he goes down on offense. 5-point lead for UST. A steal by UST. 3-on-2. Tanquinsen, Dennis Espino. Almost bobbling, but converting on the turn using the glass on a mismatch against Stanislao Lopez Jr. The Tigers have stretched it to a 7-point lead. De Leon, EJ File, using the glass. Oh yes, that'll be the 9th point for the tall man of Adamson University. Down to a 5-point ball game. 4 minutes remaining. Belmonte to Tanquinsen. Now Espino is bottled up underneath. It will be on Hipolito.
Foul.
Oh yes.
Hipolito.
Alaksan, isang tableta, tanggal ang sakit ng katawan, rayuma, arthritis, at sakit ng ipin. And they brought us that slow-mo on that foul on Dennis Espino. As Dennis Espino is at the 4.5-meter line, both coaches call their point guards. On the part of Coach Hipolito of Adamson, he calls De Leon. On the part of Arik Del Rosario, he gives instructions to Tanquinsen as Espino converts the first charity. He just might get into double figures on this one. Oh yes. A steady 7-point lead for the UST Glowing Tigers. As we look at Ken Durendes and De Leon signaling play number 3, isolating him, and there was a screen intended for De Leon, and as he hesitated, he traveled, and they will turn it over as UST is enjoying a 7-point lead. The largest lead of this ball game so far was 8 points enjoyed by UST earlier on. Although Adamson broke the ice with the first basket, De Leon is hounding Tanquinsen as the rest of his teammates are doing a zone defense. Front over to Doy Belmonte, inside to Dennis Espino. Oh yes, again eluding EJ File. 9-point lead. On offense, a slow break for Adamson. Inside, Hipolito is blocked. It will be taken by Patrick Fran, and now Tanquinsen is taking it down pass to Espino against EJ File. There will be a foul on the 7-footer. A good challenge posted by Dennis Espino right here on the slow-mo. And that was foul number 1. for 7-footer EJ File. Espino has 12 points in this ball game. The only teammate with more points than Espino is Udoy Belmonte. The first one is a swish by Espino. We're looking at 3 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in this first half. Espino missing the second one. Good boxing out by Adamson University, and Lopez will give it to Bumandag, who's carefully bringing the ball down, signaling play number 3. He looks at Hipolito. Hipolito with a screen, and Bumandag is fouled by Udoy Belmonte. 6 fouls now on UST as we're looking at a timeout being called by UST with 2 minutes and 54 seconds remaining. We'll be back. We're back at courtside here at the Loyola Gym of the Ateneo University. Block shots, UST has 6. Adamson University only has 4. We are amazed because Adamson has the taller man in EJ File. When you look at the combination of Evangelista, Espino, and Edmund Reyes, veterans for the UST Glowing Tigers, it somehow evens out. Lopez for the inbound. Now Bumandag. As we have Luna. Twin Towers of Adamson inside. And Luna will convert his first shot taken in this ball game. He reduces the USC lead to only 8. This is Dennis Espino given the baseline by EJ File, and he gets a foul from underneath. And it will be on Ken Duremdes. There'll be foul number 2 on Duremdes. 2 minutes and 33 remaining in this first half. UST has kept Adamson University at bay. Dennis Espino from the 4.5 meter line is 4 out of 5. There's the miss. Duremdes will bring it down. Quick for transition defense is UST, and they commit a foul on the driving Duremdes.
Foul, Belmonte.
Udoy Belmonte commits foul number 2. Lopez will be replaced by Literal, and Tankinsen will be replaced by Baldabit for UST. Coming up next at halftime, ladies and gentlemen, the Bank of Commerce 1 million shot of a lifetime contest. Watch out for that as we look at Duremdes swishing it from the free throw line. The second attempt is also a swish. 41-74, 7-point lead. UST, Baldabit, Dennis Espino. Inside game, back out to Fran, and the good screen by Dennis Espino. But it didn't drop though. Espino eluding Luna. Now Fran challenging EJ File. Oh yes! And EJ File has been not up to the challenge of the inside game of UST. 9-point lead. A miss. Then the rebound. It's still loose. Taken by Evangelista. Quickly bringing it down. Fran. Udoy Belmonte. Alley-oop. Oh yes. What a play. To complete a fast break for UST. And now it's an 11-point lead. The largest lead so far in this ball game. 1 minute and 19 remaining in this first half. Duremdes wanted to pass to the right side. There will be a foul
Fran.
on Patrick Fran. UST in penalty. Fran with foul number 2.
Timeout,
And with
UST.
an 11-point lead, Coach Arik Del Rosario of UST will call a timeout. We'll be back. We're at courtside once again. UST versus Adamson University. UST undefeated. Adamson University has lost once to Ateneo, has won over De La Salle by just a point on a weekday ball game as we look at Ken Duremdes. Two out of 2 from the free throw line. His ticket to another charity is the conversion of the first one. Oh yes, Duremdes swishing the second one once again. Time remaining in this ball game for this half, 1:07. A 9-point lead being enjoyed by the UST Glowing Tigers. Dennis Espino, they have been trying to challenge EJ File. That time, File blocked Dennis Espino, but they pick it up again and set it up. Baldavid, in and out. Wanted to give it back to Dennis Espino. UST fumbling with their offense, but right now, their turn to use up 30 seconds before a shot. So it's even Steven for Adamson and UST. And now Duremdes. This has been a play for Adamson University with Duremdes bringing it down, finally giving it to a point guard, Bumanlag. File over to Literal, and Literal, it was too tight underneath, and they lose it to the baseline. Adamson is nursing this 9-point lead. It was 11 just a few seconds ago, the largest lead of this ball game. Time for one play for University of Santo Tomas with Baldavid signaling play number 4. Changing his mind as it was Coach Del Rosario who told him to change it. Dennis Espino taking the pop from the right side. Oh yes. 47 to 36. And that's it for this first half of this ball game, ladies and gentlemen, with an 11-point lead. We go back to home studios, and after that, we will have the Bank of Commerce 1 million shot of a lifetime. Good afternoon. We welcome you to courtside once again, and we finally welcome the voice of Joaquin Trillo. He will give us some numbers so far for the first half of this ball game. It's UST versus Adamson University.
Thank you, Attorney Jimmy Javier, and good afternoon, basketball fans. Okay, we have some stats for you. Of course, UST, you know, has an 11-point lead at the half, 47 to 36. We'll flash that on the screens now. UST, as far as a field goal shooting percentage is concerned, they shot 19 out of 37 for 51%, while Adamson 15 out of 35, 43%. But you can see here that UST played better as a team. They had 13 assists to Adamson's 8, and also in turnovers, they hustled better. They took better care of the basketball, so they only had 6 turnovers to Adamson's 11. So it's been quite a ball game so far, Jim.
And yes, in that first half, ladies and gentlemen, it was apparently the ploy of Coach Arik de Rosario to challenge the middle of Adamson University, and they succeeded in that, to the point that even the point guards were challenging EJ File.
Right, right.
And when we had a stat flashed earlier in the first half, it was blocked shots, and we could notice that in spite of the ceiling of Adamson University, USC had more blocked shots in the first half.
You know, EJ File will really have to put up his game a notch or two, you know, in order for Adamson to win, because I feel USC is very strong in the middle. And if they can stop Espino, not really stop, limit Espino and Evangelista, and maybe Edwin Reyes, then they have a chance at it. So I feel File, Luna, the taller players of USC, of Adamson rather, will have to come up, Jim.
So ladies and gentlemen, we will be moving on to a second half that has UST ahead by 11 points. We will give you to home studios for a while, then we'll be back. And the jump ball will be brought to us by Revex, the high-performance diesel engine oil from Petron. It's won by University of Santo Tomas. And this is Ramos. As we found out, Wacky, Ramos is a rookie for UST, but is not a newcomer in seniors division basketball.
That's right. He was a member of back-to-back Mapua champions. So Ramos rather, with a lot of experience riding his shoulders. And there's a press by UST. They want to harass the point guards. That's Bumanlag trying to set up. There's a screen.
Davao, and another screen by Duremdes, and Bumanlag will try to give it over to EJ File. Again, another steal. They have been defending well against that overhead pass to EJ File, and a good fake by Dennis Espino, but there was EJ to block it, and there was a loose ball foul committed underneath.
Right, Jimmy, at that time you could see that File hustled down court and got that defensive board, and the foul goes against Espino.
Bumanlag
we see Ramos and Duremdes.
Oh yes, with some color right there, Ramos and Duremdes.
Yes, I'll tell you, Ramos is a very good guard one-on-one. But sometimes he guards too closely, and this gets the ire of the opposing player.
Ramos.
Let's see, what foul? That's Ramos' second personal foul, but he is a very good guard, Jim.
Yes, we did take notice of the way Ramos defended against the point guards of the opposing squad of UST, and you recall that ball game.
Against
Lasal,
right.
And he was defending Espinosa. And Duremdes will convert from the 4.5 meter line. It will somehow chop down that UST lead. Oh yes, all net.
That's Charlie D there. Of course, Coach Hipolito on his feet. So let's see how this affects the play here. Adamson scoring 2 points plus ball possession.
Duremdes will give it to Bumanlag, as Bumanlag will be taken by David. Bumanlag will signal play number 2. There is some color going on between Duremdes and Ramos.
Right.
As Duremdes was trying to leave Ramos behind, there was a hand on the ear of Ramos.
Good save by Davao, and look at him sprint down. So that lead is down to 7 points now, Jim.
18 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in this half. David to Odoy Belmonte. Now Evangelista inside the paint, blocked by Hipolito. A fake and a brick thrown up. Ramos will follow up. Oh yes.
Lucky bounce there. Ramos getting that for the follow-up shot.
Signaling the play, leaving the defense behind. Bumanlag will take the jump shot. It will be on Hipolito for another attempt and a pair of points. If they will chop it down.
We can see some high-flying players here from Adamson. USD will have to box out.
Dennis Espino over to the right side. The jump shot goes over to Evangelista, and a loose ball foul will be called on Hipolito.
foul, Hipolito.
The third foul now on Hipolito. Watch that in the Alexan slow-mo. There's the foul.
Udoy Belmonte to Valdavid, and now the ball is with Ramos. Back to Udoy Belmonte after going around close to the baseline. And Evangelista is almost bottled up by Hipolito, but Hipolito will commit.
Right, number 4 already, so Coach Hector
yes.
Hipolito will have to substitute
Hipolito.
his son, I guess. Or he'll take a gamble. Yes, it's a fourth personal.
Warning on Hipolito.
It will be a sideline inbound. We should watch out for this pair, Ramos and Duremdes, as we look at Valdavid. And Udoy Belmonte
Does not get that three-point shot. And Adamson's trying to run. Oh, that's going to be intercepted. Too low a pass by Bumanlag. But he had the right idea in mind there. Oh, good steal by Duremdes off the bid. And he is going to dunk that.
Oh yes, he just laid it up. It turned out to be a layup.
Right. Well, we can say that was a perfect slam dunk, Jim. Granted, you slam dunk this was the 1993 UAAP officials not good.
Underneath, Dennis Espino is now being intimidated by EJ File. And Hipolito will get the rebound, but Artabao
is back in the ball game. Only a 5-point game now, Jim. Adamson coming back. Or Ramos and David.
Dennis Espino, a cross-court pass to Duncanson, trying to elude Hipolito and taking the jumper, and it doesn't go in, but the follow-up does, and now UST reaches 51 points.
Right, Evangelista timing that follow-up, that put back perfectly. He's got 6 points in the ball game.
Bumanlag.
While asking for the ball inside, he does get it. And he's going to score. No. There's a foul. There's a foul. It's going to go against number 9 man, Udoy Belmonte.
They have been trying to do this play in the first half.
Evangelista.
Okay. There's a pump by Belmonte, which makes File lose his balance, and Evangelista takes a break. Edmond raised the ball game. So is Belmonte resting, and Tenko. That's a luxury coach Arik de Rostar. You asked him so many players to rotate.
It's a bench full of ex-national players and good rookies.
Right. And Hipolito's 4 personals will take a rest. That's Lopez that comes in for him.
EJ File is 1 out of 3 from the 4.5 meter line.
Well, that's one thing he'll have to improve on, Jim, because he is going to get fouled a lot inside the paint.
But I think he heard you, partner. He just switched the second one. It's 2 out of 4. Dennis Espino has been trying so hard against EJ File. Again, another loose ball foul this time will be called on Stanislao Lopez Jr.
Lopez.
Adamson getting a lot of defensive boards, but always committing some fouls down under, so they'll have to watch it because those are lost opportunities.
Duncan said Fran was asking for it. There's the cut by Tenko. Fran will go over to the right side, was thinking of a shot before even getting that ball, and they lose it. It's now Duremdes on the other end. Good fake by Bumanlag. Underneath, oh yes, that's the way to give it to EJ File, right underneath the rim.
Correct. And Bumanlag drawing the defense to him that time, leaving EJ File free.
Adamson University is thinking of upset this afternoon.
Right, and at the forefront, that's Duremdes had a high of 35 points against De La Salle.
They go to Fran. And Adamson has a great chance to slim down that UST lead of 4 underneath. Oh, yes,
good
left-handed.
Bumanlag again giving that assist pass, Jimmy. And Coach Eric Rosario is going to need this timeout, Jim.
2-point ball game. We'll be back. But the ladies come to watch, and Converse is the official shoes of the 1993 UAAP basketball game.
And here's Adamson running again. They can tie the ball game right here. Lopez does. And the fans of Adamson going wild here, Jimmy. Durantes has 21 points, EJ File 12, and Hipolito 8 leading scorers for Adamson. They've just tied the ball game at 51.
Yes, since the start of this second half, 15 points for Adamson, only 4 to answer for that 15 of Adamson for UST.
And to add to their woes here, Tenko with an offensive foul, that's his third, on Art Dabao, that who positioned very well. Espino now takes a break. Evangelista is in the ball game, and a bewildered coach here, Eric Del Rosario, wondering what's going wrong.
And we do remember that interview with Coach Eric Del Rosario, and again we asked him before we started this ball game, is he pressured because his team is so favored in this tournament? And he said yes, very much.
That's right, Jim. And like he knows his basketball. He says every game will be difficult to win. And there is the 2 points for Durantes, and Adamson finally gets the lead.
For the first time in this ball game, the Falcons are ahead, and Fran will take it back with a 3-point shot, courtesy of Milo. Number 5 of Adamson, Jose Rodel Bumanlag will call the play. Durantes, 2-man ball game. Back to Bumanlag using the EJ File screen. Oh yes, it's all net from the sideline.
A lot of confidence that with that shot by Bumanlag, and the Glowing Tigers really wanting to push that ball up very quickly, but File is doing well in coming down to defend because he's a tower of strength there. It's a man-to-man by Adamson with File lurking in the paint.
Tenko to Tangkin Sen. Fran will take the jump shot once again. It doesn't go. Davao to Tenko. They lose it to EJ File. Just by standing there, right, he has been very intimidating, and now Adamson is ahead by a point. Bumanlag, that was intended for Durantes.
There's a push there by Fran. Let's see, that's going to be number 3 on Fran.
Foul, Fran.
There's the bounce of the foul. So we see a lot of fouls now being given by the guards of UST.
One of the reasons why Durantes celebrated a shot that he converted just a few seconds ago was that he was off balance, and it was just a hit he was throwing up, similar to that one of Art Dabao.
Right about 3-point shot, and look at him. He's all popped up now. They have a 4-point lead going for them.
He just took that Milo 3-point shot that went in. Evangelista
Right.
against EJ. Now Baldabit, 2-man ball game for UST, bottled up and fouled by Lopez.
Right, and let's see if we...
Foul, Lopez.
UST has enjoyed an 11-point lead in this ball game that has been wiped out, and now the biggest lead of Adamson University presently at 4 points.
That's right, Jim.
Evangelista is left.
Well, one-on-one, Evangelista has very good footwork, and he'll always get that first step on you.
Oh yes,
EJ File was not in the lane that time.
Oh yes, left alone to do that solitary layup. Davao will do a fake. Lopez against Edmund Reyes. He has been challenging the best of them.
A lot of confidence on Lopez, and he's got 4 points in the ball game. 4 straight points since he came in. There's the foul given up by Lopez on Edmund Reyes.
Lopez will commit foul number 2.
Foul, Lopez. Fran.
We have 12 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the second half. Fran will be replaced. He had several shots from the perimeter that didn't drop.
And very quickly, Arik de Rosario puts back Espino and Belmonte, his top gunners. That's Edmund Reyes on the line.
One of the few times in these 3 weeks that UST has been challenged this closely, and they're down now by 3. Edmund Reyes at the 4.5-meter line. Oh yes, he chops it down.
All important shot is there. And there's a press again by UST to harass the ball carriers so that they cannot set up. And look at Coach Ike telling David, come on, get on top of him. He's bumanlag
inside the paint. There was a challenge on the rebound by Lopez. There will be a loose ball foul on Lopez against Udoy Belmonte.
Right, second personal for
yes, for Lopez. Alaksan, isang tableta, tanggal ang sakit ng katawan, rayuma, arthritis, at sakit ng ibig.
Well, I wish Alaksan could take care of traffic jams too.
Lopez.
Probably the pain from the traffic jam.
Okay, that's right. And Deles in the ball game for Lopez. Oh, we've had a lot of Deles, prominent Deles players playing before. I remember Jose Rizal. And then also in the Pro League.
Oh yes, Deles is the son of Ruel Deles, who played for UTEC from 1975. Dennis Espino. Oh yes!
And from nowhere, Dennis just brought that ball up and scored. We've got a tied ball game at 60.
Second deadlock of the ball game. Doremdes will be fouled.
He does that so well. He foul baits so well. Watch that in slow mo. There's a fake. Whoop. Edmund is up and the foul.
And Doremdes has a chance to get back that lead. We look at Ken Doremdes, and last year he was playing in the shadow of Giovanni Pineda, who was sidelined by injury. And he has been playing with much more confidence for Adamson University.
That's right. He's probably one of the... He's 7 out of 7 right now from the floor. From the free throw line.
Yes, and Bakitri just jinxed Doremdes. And Baldavid is being hounded by Bumandao. Edmund Reyes back to Baldavid. Espino was looking for Udoy Belmonte, underneath to Espino, challenging EJ File.
He's having a hard time with EJ there.
Evangelista, it was stripped underneath by number 7, Deles.
So we're seeing a lot of help defense also being given as far as Adamson is concerned now. Inside the paint at least, they're stopping the taller men. Espino and Evangelista from scoring.
Evangelista to Baldavid. Belmonte is moving over to the left side using the Espino screen. The jump shot did drop though, and while Reyes was flying for that rebound, he was going over to the football field from the Loyola gym.
Duremdes, watch Duremdes. Whoa! Edwin says, where am I going? So that's the third personal on Duremdes. You'll have to watch him. He's the main gunner there. And penalty situation already called on Adamson, so that's going to send Edwin Reyes to the line for 2.
We look at this lineup of USD and we see some very distinguished students playing for this basketball team. Belmonte is taking up his masters. Ramos, who played earlier, is taking up his masters, and so is Fran, Evangelista, and Tangkin Sen.
So Edmund Reyes with 5 points in the ball game now. This is a player who doesn't score a lot of points, but he bodies up a lot, Jim, and he does a fine defensive job inside the paint, especially. Ballers a lot of rebounds too.
Oh yes, Edmund Reyes, and he's still only in his 4th year.
Okay, there's a comparison with File and Espino. Look at the rebounds for File 11. Espino completely dominated by File inside the paint.
Doremdes challenging. Ed passing off, and it's a little short for Deles. The
That's
ball
a slippery ball there.
being played below the knee presently, and it's a jump ball.
Right, below the knee, all right. So EJ File, good hustle inspired. The big man going for that ball, ties up Evangelista. Or is it, yes, it is Evangelista.
Usually it's played above the rim.
A very much improved EJ File from last year. He has matured. Well, time always matures.
Winning it is Art Davao, who really scrambled for that ball. Cross court, he finds Ken Duremdes against Edmund Reyes at the double team. Ebal David lost to the baseline, but touched last by UST.
Right. Duremdes had the right thing in mind there to dish off to the left side, but unfortunately that ball was stopped away. Coach Hector Hipolito on your screens. During his time, one of the better basketball players too, Jimmy.
Duremdes, oh!
Yes! And look at him. Hey, I got a 3-point shot.
Hernandez, 3
And he probably loves
points.
Milo, Jim.
Oh yes, and that was a brick of a shot that hit the glass and just went in.
Right, 26 points now for the Milo man, Duremdes.
And also a swish by Baltabit on the other end.
Oh, we've got a very crucial ball game in our hands, and a very important one at that. We're tied at 64.
It's the third deadlock of the ball game. Art Davao will pass to the wrong man, Edmund Reyes, and Adoy Belmonte is fouled.
Beautiful
by
foul.
Bumanlag.
Good foul to give. But UST already in penalty, so that's going to send Uduy to the line on a one-on-one situation here. That's Hector Hipolito with Charlie D, coach for the junior team of Adamson.
And as we wait for the free throws of Adoy Belmonte, we'd like to thank Granny Goose Slam Dunk Cheese Balls, the 93 UAAP official snack food, and Milo, the official Olympic energy drink of the UAAP basketball game.
Well, he's very deadly really from there. Uduy Belmonte normally the highest pointer for his team. Oh, and I would also like to greet a UAAP fan. A happy birthday, Betty Villapol. Happy birthday, Betty. So doing the line again with 17 points already.
The reason why there was silence from Joaquin Trillo's partner, because I've noticed that in all three coverages so far, it's always been ladies that Mr. Trillo has been greeting, and they're all, are they UAAP fans or Joaquin Trillo fans, Joaquin?
UAAP fans. That's the foul given up by Baldavid.
Foul, David.
Bumanlag getting away from him.
Okay, enough said. 9 minutes and 16 remaining in this ball game. 66-64. UST has gotten back that lead. And Art Davao is signaling play number 2 from the sideline, with EJ File on the right side of the key. Duremdes just might pop out from underneath at right blue post. There you see him. It will be Jose Rodel Bumanlag. We talk about rookies, and there's Ramos for UST and Bumanlag for Adamson University. As he looks at Art Davao, it's been tit for tat.
Right, the bow now with 8 points in the ball game. Espino finally getting one over EJ File, but he had to work for that.
UST is ahead by only a point.
Actually, Bumanlag is playing in his second year, Jim. He was a rookie last year, but didn't get too much playing time.
Duremdes,
Nice
shifty
pass
move to Teles, was spoiled by Edmund Reyes,
Right.
and bottled up likewise by Evangelista.
Belmonte.
So Belmonte takes the rest, and that's Fran coming in for you. He'll Fran and Baldavid will play the backward combination here.
And when we see the lineups of these two teams, really, Coach Hipolito doesn't have as much luxury as Arik Del Rosario. It's in terms of a deeper bench. That there was a foul really seen by referee Ayuso. He had to run from the half line all the way to the 4.5 meter line.
third personal foul for Art Tabao. He was holding on to the jersey of Edmund Reyes there. Coach Arik Darusar is saying that should have been a technical because he was holding on to the shirt, to the jersey.
And that has prompted Coach Del Rosario to also fix his shirt and tuck it in some more.
Okay, Jerry Bolton in the ball game again for Art Tabao. And only a 1-point game here for UST. Time remaining, by the way, 8 minutes and 24 seconds. 8 minutes and 24 seconds remain in this very exciting ball game.
The miss by Reyes, they have another chance to score a basket, expand that lead some more. They're ahead by a point. Dennis Espino has it. Valdavid. Fran to Dennis Espino. The hook shot doesn't drop. He has been struggling against EJ File so far in the second half.
That's very true, but they're getting a lot of offensive boards too. Adamson players not boxing out properly, and that's why USD second and third chances at the basket here.
Oh yes. Dennis Espino this time from the perimeter. It's all net against EJ File.
Right, Jimmy, that's a good ploy there by Espino. He can take EJ File inside, so he'll have to start shooting from the perimeter and hope to draw out EJ File.
That much time remaining. Bumandag. There's a cut by Hipolito. And Bumandag lifted the foot that he was anchoring on. And that was traveling.
Watch him. Let's see that. Alaksan, slow-mo. Okay, there he stops. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Twice he did it.
Valdavid. One-on-one. Edmund Reyes. It doesn't go. Second chance for UST. A third chance for UST.
They're hustling a lot, really. Charge.
Charging.
Yes, it is going to be charged that time. Evangelista will get that offensive foul. There's the charge. And good positioning by number 59, Jerry Hipolito. That's the fourth personal, by the way, of Evangelista. We've got a timeout by Adamson University. We'll be back.
Oh yes, he's here not to referee but to watch his son, not the actor but his son, Christopher De Leon.
Yes. And you know, Ernie De Leon is probably one of the better referees, if not the best in the PBA right now.
Yes. And that huddle was brought to you by Medical for fast release of body aches, headaches, and fever with no narcotic side effects.
So only a 3-point ball game here for UST, 70-67. They were threatening to pull away earlier. They were up by 11. Adamson came back with EJ File controlling the boards, and they led by 4 points. Now they're behind by 3.
Bumandag will not give it to Hipolito. Hipolito has 4 personal fouls. EJ File tried to challenge against Dennis Espino. Second attempt didn't drop for Adamson. A third attempt for Adamson University. Finally, Hipolito has again. Yes, that was a jump shot from the 4.5 meter line.
So UST asking for a 3-second violation there, but no go, says the ref. Only 1-point lead now for UST, and that's the time remaining.
And this is Valdavid.
Let's see, they want to isolate Evangelista. They feel there's a... Oh, could have been a 3-point shot.
Yes. Dennis Espino finally succeeded in baiting EJ File to foul him.
Second personal only for EJ File. And I think they want to isolate Evangelista on the right side. Free throws for Espino. He's 4 out of 6 from there.
And we would like to thank Mr. Jerry Peren of Jerper Engineering Supplies and Services for the portable electronic scoreboard we are using this afternoon for the 93 UAAP basketball games. Thank you again, Mr. Jerry Peren of Jerper Engineering Supplies and Services.
Right, thank you so much. It's very important to have this scoreboard here. And we're getting a very clear reception. 23 points for Espino so far.
UST has a precarious 2-point lead, 71-69, with Adamson in the offensive, and finally they give it to EJ File.
Oh, good passing over there.
Dennis is blocked.
But
There
he's
was a
fouled by
foul,
him.
though.
Yes, Fran will commit his 4th personal already.
That has worked wonders for Adamson University in the second half. A pass to EJ File, and then a forward cutting underneath.
Right.
They pass it off. Usually it's Dennis, and this time he was fouled. He's at the 4.5 meter line. Duncan Sen will come in, Waki.
For David, right. And you're right, Jimmy. You know, in the first half, Adamson had 8 assists and UST with 13. So I'm sure Coach Hipolito saw that attack and probably told them, we've got to move that ball around, look for the open man, and that's what they're doing right now. They're getting a lot of assists from there.
That's not the way to go if you're chasing down
Oh, yes.
this lead of a powerhouse team who has yet to be defeated
All important
in this
shot.
tournament.
Right.
Dennis will be replaced.
Good. He gave a good account of himself. Some quality minutes there, especially in defense. Not too many points, but he put up a good defense. And we have Lopez back in the ball game.
That much time remaining.
Right. Duremdes, Pumanlag, Hipolito, File, and Lopez in the ball game for Adamson. While UST, they have Reyes, Evangelista, Espino, Fran, and Duncan Sen.
Duncan Sen, the drop pass to Evangelista. Duncan Sen again to Fran on the other side. It doesn't go. He slips, loses that ball. On a fast break, Duremdes will dunk it.
Again, the dunk by Duremdes, but they've got to make, you know, Coach Eric Rosario complaining to the refs now because Fran went down when File got in contact with him. By the way, that was a perfect slam dunk. That was Granny Goose slam dunk cheese balls. The 1993 UAAP official snack food on that dunk by Duremdes. And they've got a 1-point lead right now.
By Adamson University, as they repaired the toss-back rim back to its original position after that slam by Ken Duremdes. Fran, now Evangelista. Underneath, Edmund Reyes, 3 defenders against him, and he will be fouled.
Right. So far, it's even Steven as far as Shard is concerned here, Jim. UST missing 4, 12 out of 16. Adamson missing 4 also, 10 out of 14. And Lopez picks up his 5th personal.
And we have only 5 minutes and 22 remaining, and we can see a very tense Eric Del Rosario right in front of us, calling Duncan Sen as we're waiting for Edmund Reyes to complete his charities to the 4.5 meter line. With that much time remaining, it's a very shaky Adamson lead. And just now tied by Edmund Reyes.
Right. Free throw shooting for Edmund Reyes is 5 out of 6 so far. So he has a high percentage also there. Well, you know, you were saying earlier that a very nervous Coach Eric Del Rosario, because a lot of fans from UST want UST to sweep both rounds, Jim. They feel they can do it. But again, in the UAAP, anything is possible, and that was told to us in that interview with Eric Del Rosario, and he is very correct. That's why the pressure is there.
Oh yes, especially in this league, the bigger you are, the harder you fall.
Good thinking on the part of Edmund Reyes there, knocking that ball on the chest of Hipolito. Watch the slow-mo there. Well, that's a very experienced player you have there in Edmund Reyes.
And when you talk of experience, a lot of experience riding on the shoulders of 7 players of this UST squad.
Correct. One time or another, they were
yes,
members of the Philippine team.
Edmund Reyes to Doy Belmonte. He sets up a screen for Odoy. So the ball game is lost. The basketball is lost to Ken Duremdes.
This is really crucial. 4 minutes right there. The time is on your screens. And UST cannot pull away. Adamson really gave a good account of themselves here. But that's a good press put by Duncan Sen on, who is this? Yes, Pumanlag.
Duremdes.
A big block there by Edmund Reyes.
Duncan Sen to Evangelista, challenged by Art Davao. Now Dennis Espino in there.
It's going to count. It's going to count. They ran that break very nicely.
Foul, Hipólito.
Hipólito will
Hipólito,
commit
5 foul.
his goodbye foul right there against Dennis Espino. And it will be a 3-point play for Dennis Espino if he converts this free throw. 4 minutes and 15, as you can see. Shackled by graduation from this ball game. All he could think about was what has transpired. And he will be replaced by Luna. 5 out of 8 from the 4.5 meter line is Dennis Espino. He has 25 points in this ball game.
Right, he's been the leading scorer for his team. And let's see, he can give them a 4-point lead here. No, it's short. But look at that great offensive board again by Edmund Reyes. And that's where UST is killing Adamson, Jimmy. Very, very clear here. UST getting second, third, even 4 chances at the basket.
Evangelista de Tanquinchen moving the ball quite well. The fake and the jump shot by Udoy Belmonte.
There he goes again.
Another chance at it, but he's blocked. And now, as they go for the break, Doremdes is fouled by Tanquinchen.
Penalty.
So in penalty situation already also is UST, and that's going to send Doremdes, who's quite deadly to the line on a 1-and-1 situation here.
This time he calls in 2 of his
7 out of
players.
8. Oh yes, that's Coach Hipólito, and 28 points already for Doremdes. 7 out of 8 from the line.
And we now know why he missed that first charity.
Remember?
Oh yes,
we
quite
mentioned
well. He will not miss this time. That's his ticket to another charity.
Also the fouled out players there.
If you're thinking of upset, you pray while you're at the sideline.
So very important charities there, and it's only a 1-point ball game here. Comes Espino.
It doesn't go. Edmund Reyes, another chance at a basket for UST. That has been a recurrence in the second half. Evangelista gets the handle on the ball and drives and passes off to Edmund Reyes. To lead.
Beautiful dish off there by Evangelista.
Yes. Lead by 3 now. UST. Bumanlag. He's looking for Doremdes. Luna is fouled from the right side by Edmund Reyes.
Foul, Reyes.
So Adamson using a lot of height here with EJ File and Luna. Look at the Adamson players there cheering, all locking their hands together. A lot of Hail Marys probably. Oh, that's a big miss there by Erwin Luna. Let's see if he can score in the second one to cut the lead down to only 2.
And still be in striking distance against UST. Adamson has missed 5 times, make it 6 from the 4.5 meter line. And Edmund Reyes is continuing to pluck down those important rebounds for the UST Glowing Tigers. Tanquinchen will try to elude Bumanlag. Udoy Belmonte, quick jumper, and the miss will result in this fast break. It's a 4-on-1 by Adamson and broken up. A key play by Tanquinchen. This time it's 3-on-1. He will be rewarded with that shot, and there will be a foul.
What's this?
Espino.
Right.
You'd like to see that again.
Watch Espino here. That's going to be foul number 3. Push away EJ File. But what a big, big interception there by Tanquinchen. Oh, that was very crucial, Jim. And you know, if they should win this game, you should give him a lot of credit for that, huh?
Oh yes, to defend against 4 on a fast break play and to foresee the passing lane and then convert on the other end.
Correct. Again, EJ File on the line. Adamson has been missing their charities. Let's see if File can put this one in. Yes. Adamson.
79, 75, 76 for Adamson University. Just a 3-point ball game.
Keep in mind, should Adamson win here, they're going to tie UST with 3-1 for second place. And if FEU loses later on, they're going to be tied with FEU too for first.
And it's going to be a very interesting tournament. Touch last by the foot, I believe, of Bumandag. Sideline inbound for the UST Glowing Tigers. Udoy Belmonte. Bumandag is trying to hound and shadow Tangkinsen, who will set it up this time. Evangelista against Luna. Now Edmund Reyes. Oh yes, what a drive.
I'll tell you, not very many points for him. 14 points, 12 points. But the thing is, Edmund Reyes very timely hits, and very difficult shots inside. So he has been wreaking havoc inside the paint for UST.
Edmund Reyes has had 12 points in the second half, has scored only 2 points earlier. And the last 2 minutes is brought to you by Hoopwear, the official training gear of the 93 UAAP men's basketball games.
Good defensive pressure put up by UST, and that cost a turnover, a 3-second violation called against Adamson. Keep in mind that both universities, Adamson and UST, with 1 timeout yet to call.
That is a slim 5-point lead being enjoyed by the Glowing Tigers with only that much time remaining. Arik Del Rosario is taking the opportunity to give instructions to Doy Belmonte and Tangkinsen right before that inbound. Play number 2 for Tangkinsen. It's over to Edmund Reyes.
Edmund has been very strong.
Tangkinsen takes it to the hoop.
Good ploy there to inside to Edmund, back to Tangkinsen, set him free.
Talk about key plays from a point guard. Now Bumanlag has it. Doremdes would like to get that basketball. And then he almost lost it. Bumanlag. EJ File gets it at the baseline. No one to pass to. Wants to get closer to that basket. It's a little short as Doremdes was scrambling for that ball. Evangelista was right behind him. Tried to... Oh yes, there's that foul. We have a timeout by Adamson University. We'll be back.
Time remaining 1 minute 5 seconds.
There's Coach Hipólito with some instructions to his players.
That's right, Jim. And that's still a long time to go, huh? A minute and 5 seconds. You're ahead by 7. UST is ahead by 7. Remember, there's always 3-point shot.
You're ahead by 7, and you have the luxury of an extra timeout. That's as far as Arik Del Rosario is concerned for UST. That's the time remaining. Right-hand side of your screen.
Right. What Adamson will have to do here is try to get a very quick 2 points at least, and then maybe press. And if UST is successful in killing the time, Jim, then I think Adamson will just have to foul. Hope that they don't score. It might be a charge. Yes, sir.
Yes, forcing that shot. Doremdes wanted points so bad, he charged on this offensive play right there.
Right.
And again, it's Tangkinsen with a key play of the ball game. He has been a very special cog in defense for UST.
Definitely so. He's been setting up very well, and he's been controlling the tempo for his team in this basketball game.
The Less than 40 seconds remaining. Art Davao on the way to the hoop is fouled by Patrick Fran.
Foul, Fran.
That might be number 5 on Patrick.
Fran, 5 foul.
That's correct. He fouls out of this ball game.
So they're both even.
And Coach Aric Del Rosario is picking
41
on
seconds.
Uduy Belmonte to come in.
There is a 7-point lead with Art Davao at the 4.5 meter line. And I asked Kiwaki whether UST can still hold its composure with that much time remaining. They have been known to sometimes lose it, but that time, with much needed free throws, they don't convert. Adamson University.
Well, let's see if we can get the story on the free throws here, because down the stretch, Adamson has missed a lot, and the Duremdes fouls out in this ball game.
Duremdes has had quite a ball game, 31 points. We look at the free throws, and 6 missed by Adamson University.
6 misses, so that's a lot, Jim. And if you look at that score, it's a 7-point lead, so it could have been 5 out of 9 from the free throw. That's Espino. 6 big misses down the stretch.
And somehow, all these teams in the UAAP who have played against UST, they have notched a kind of ball game a bit higher than what they're used to.
Correct.
Knowing that this is a powerhouse squad they're up against.
And
of course, we
well,
remember that LaSalle ball game.
right. I think it's really the experience that UST has a lot of, and they're using it to their advantage, especially when the game is on the line.
There you go again, the experience of Edmund Reyes, as he was able to get that ball, but he lost it
Time
at the
remaining,
baseline.
24 seconds.
Only that much time remaining. It's a solid 9-point lead being enjoyed by the UST Glowing Tigers.
You saw both coaches earlier, Aric Del Rosario and Hector Hipolito. Literal, nothing from him there.
He has been throwing bricks. Now Bumandag. Luna, it doesn't drop the first time around, and that's it.
Oh, it's the end of the ball game.
For this ball game. Although Coach Del Rosario wanted a timeout, that's it. And UST is still undefeated.
4-0.
Oh
4-0.
yes, the threat of Adamson University in this first round, they have suppressed. We will go back to home studios, and after that, the important players of this ball game.
Chronicles cheese ball slam dunk of the game is Mr. Dennis Espino. Our airborne key player of the game, Mr. Edmund Reyes. Our Republic 7's most valuable player of the game, Mr. Dennis Espino.
What was the final score, Waki? Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Another sterling win by the Glowing Tigers of UST, but not after a few nervous moments.
Right, from Coach Aric Del Rosario. But again, you know, experience will always get you there. And down the stretch, as we like to say, it's been always the more experienced players of UST pulling through. Now, the other teams are hoping maybe to catch them in an off night.
Oh yes, and as we mentioned earlier, as we started the second half, and we looked at the players of Adamson University, they were thinking of upsetting UST. Everyone's thinking of upsetting UST, but
Right,
so
Jim.
far, UST has not succumbed.
Right.
And we go to the important players of the ball game. The first one, we go to the Granny Goose Slam Dunk Cheese Ball Slam Dunker of the ball game, Dennis Espino. He will receive a gift pack from Granny Goose Cheese Balls, the 93 UAAP official snack food. There's that slam.
And, you know, he was so strong, Anthony.
By Dennis Espino.
Yes,
Yes.
EJ File for a while had the better of the matchup there, but then Espino experiencing and started getting to work in the second half, and he ended, I think, at about 26 points or 27 points.
Oh yes, but Espino ended up with 27 points.
Right. Now we have the key player of the game, Jim. We'd like to say that Tankin Sen, we thought, could have been key player of the game. He had that crucial interception.
Yes, there was that key play, 4 against 1, with only Tankin Sen defending, and he was able to steal the ball, and he moved on to bring that ball down, and he converted the basket.
And then he got that offensive foul off Durempe's 5th foul at that. So, but then we thought of giving it to Edmund Reyes, because Edmund Reyes worked very hard inside. He had about 12 or 14 points, and he really had the better of the one-on-one matchup. So that's Edmund Reyes there, UST forward. He's our key player of the game and very strong.
And the key player of the game will receive a gift pack from Enervon. Enervon Vitamina at Resistensya, Panlaban sa Pagod at Puyat. And of course, the MVP of the ball game, he has been doing quite well so far in this tournament. Again, we give you Dennis Espino as our Republic Cement MVP of the ball game. And he ended with 27 points, 1 block, and he had 12 rebounds, rather 2 rebounds and 2 steals. But more importantly, he was the one who challenged EJ File in the blue paint.
Right, he only had 2 rebounds, 2 Files. File must have had about 15 rebounds, but then it was the points again. He was scoring against EJ File. Hey, EJ File has matured a lot as a player, and it's very difficult to get the shots against him, but Espino tried, and he succeeded at the end, Jim.
So, ladies and gentlemen, now you know that UST, as we said earlier on in this coverage, is the team to beat. 4 wins so far, but there are 2 teams that are threatening in the wings, LaSalle and FEU, and they'll be playing in our second game this afternoon after these reminders. Welcome here at the Loyola Center. If you're not familiar with the venue, it's right there at Katipunan Avenue, overlooking Marikina.
Number 14.
Unlike another school that doesn't overlook over anything.
Yeah, you know, well, we always, you know, our poor cousins from the province.
Forward, number 17.
We where the action is, Jim.
Oh yes, over at Taft. Where is that? Is it outside of Metro Manila? That's the place here. The flood's there, right? Yeah.
And when we want the clean air, we go out to Alabang.
For UE.
It has many branches all over Metro Manila. But the Loyola Gym just needs this place over here.
Yes, I really like that. I mean, especially the campus. Huh? It's nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
That's why they put it all the way out here.
Reyes.
Okay, we've got the starting
I
fives
think
now.
that's the only compliment that they will get this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from Joaquin Trillo. Aside from the fact that he pointed to the win-loss card of Ateneo several times, we'll get